Hey guys, just want to do a series of videos on wrestling magazines. Now, back in the day, like the 80s and the 90s, really before the internet, I mean, wrestling magazines were really popular. Not so much today. I know WWE still has a magazine that's out, but it's not as, back in the day, the magazine was really, really popular. Unfortunately, now the way that wrestling is, it's not. With the magazines, the storylines go so fast. John Cena can be feuding with a certain wrestler on Monday, and then next week he's feuding with he has a new feud. The magazines can't really keep up with the feuds. Back in the day, when the feuds were, Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant were feuding for like a year. That was like, they could cover that in a magazine. But I'm going to do some series of videos on, we're going to be talking about the WWE magazine, WCW magazine, and some of the other magazines that were out at the time. With this first video, I'm just going to do a quick overview of this old magazine. It's the WWF magazine. This is from February 1991. So we're going to go through it and see how much wrestling has changed through the years. Alright, so let's see here. So this is the WWF magazine. I'm going to try not to make this video as long as possible, but so it's February 1991, and it's the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan are on the cover. And the picture was taken from Survivor Series 1990. So let's just open it up. Let's see what we got here. Okay, the first thing is they're selling tickets for WrestleMania 7. And you look at the price. Come on, guys, look at this. Ringside tickets were $150 back in 1991. Come on, I think $150 was like the upper seats in WrestleMania 30. Wow, how times have changed. I get the table of contents. What do we got here? You could join the official WWF 1991-92 fan club. So we got that. I guess they used to have a bodybuilding lifestyle magazine. Alright, and then we go Around the Ring. I guess it's just an article about The Undertaker and Paul Bear. Brother Love. Remember this, guys? The movie sales that they had in the magazines. Wow, and this is no DVDs. This is VHS. Wow. And here's the poster of the Royal Rumble 1991. Really enjoyed this poster. I just don't think nowadays they don't come up with good posters. This is, had all the guys. Wow, that was actually a good pay-per-view if you guys want to ever check that out. A fan forum, I guess when fans could write in. Hulk Hogan on there. Byron the Brain Heenan always had a column, brainstorms. That was pretty cool. Then you have, I guess, subscriptions if you want to purchase some old magazines. Wow, this is, I guess, back in the day when Sergeant Slaughter turned heel and he was aligning himself with Iraq. Some other things here. Again, selling, I guess, CDs or... And then usually in each magazine they would have a interview with a wrestler. This one, they're interviewing the Legion of Doom. I guess Legion of Doom, I think they signed with WWE about SummerSlam 90, I think it was their first event. So man, that's pretty cool. And then the Ultimate Warrior versus the $1 Million Man. I think you can see this match on the Ultimate Warrior DVD that they just released on a couple weeks ago. It's a feature here. That's starting the Macho Man Ultimate Warrior feud. Article on Mr. Perfect. I guess this talks about, I guess, his feud with Texas Tornado when he, I guess, won the title back or something. Oh yeah, because he won the title because I think $1 Million Man interfered and cost Texas Tornado the title. The Royal Rumble magazine, I guess you could have purchased at the time. It was like a program. Then they had WWF trivia. Each, you know, in the early magazines, different trivia. Take a look at that. It's pretty cool. And then the merchandise catalog back in the day, the different merchandise that they had. You know, the Ultimate Warrior shirt, Hulk Hogan shirt. You can see, tell you how much it was back then. About $17.95. Wrestling Buddies. Mario Piper had a shirt. How much was that? No price. Hulk Hogan. Wow. The belts that they had back in the day. And they had Bret Hart's glasses. And then the posters that they had. And then, which I loved about the magazine back in the day, was that they would have great pay-per-view coverage, and they would have pictures, you know, recaps of the pay-per-view. They're recapping Survivor Series 1990, so you would get like a bunch of pictures and an article about what happened. So that was pretty cool, you know, especially if you didn't get the pay-per-view. I mean, the only way else you would be able to know what happened was through the magazine. I mean, again, back in the day, they didn't have internet, so you just had to either watch Superstars and watch, you know, or, you know, get the magazine and look at the pictures. So they would have... I don't think they do that now. I mean, I don't think they, you know, the WWE magazine doesn't have, like, pay-per-view pictures or anything like that, results. And then at the end, they have, like, the whole matches and who got eliminated and stuff. Then this article is about the Rick Martel, the model, and Jake the Snake's feud. We talk about that back in the day. And then we got the Royal Rumble preview. You know, nowadays, something like this would never be in the magazine, like the WWE magazine, because they don't, I mean, I don't think they book their pay-per-views far in advance, because if you think about, I mean, this magazine was probably sent out, or they probably wrote this magazine a month or so before, or a couple months before the actual pay-per-view. So we got the main event was the Ultimate Warrior versus Sergeant Slaughter, and we know who won that match. Bossman versus Barbarian. The Rockers versus the not just forgot the name of that tag team. Million Dollar Man and Virgil versus Dusty and Dustin Rhodes. I think this was Dusty Rhodes' last pay-per-view with WWE. He went back to WCW afterwards, and you know, he became Goldust. And then they talk about the Royal Rumble match. And do you know who won the Royal Rumble 1991? Well, it was Hulk Hogan. And then this is towards the end of the magazine. They're talking about the commercial for the action figures by Hasbro. Behind the scenes of the commercial. Ultimate Warrior there. Some articles at the end. Jake the Snake signing autographs. Another information about WrestleMania 7. Book travel arrangements, I guess. Viewpoint. Usually Viewpoint was an article that they had where different like wrestlers would write, or, you know, managers. This one was written by WWF President Jack Tunney. Back in the day, if you're a wrestling fan, you probably know who this guy is. And then they have another game, the Crossword Puzzle, which I guess I must have started doing that back in the day. Super Tape, you know, advertising the I guess a video cassette. Let's see if there's a price or anything. Sorry. $60. Is that right? Yep, $60 for this thing. Wow, back in the day, VHS tapes were expensive. And then at the end, they have a pitch caught in the act. We got one of the Bushwhackers. They also had a separate magazine at the time, Spotlight, where they would focus on one wrestler. This one that was going to come out was going to focus on the Big Boss Man. And that's pretty much it. Let's see how many pages. Now, back in the day, it was 64 pages of the WWF magazine. I mean, I think now, I think it's a little bit more in the back. talking about the WrestleMania Challenge Nintendo game. So big difference, as you can see from that magazine from '91, from the magazines that are coming out right now. So that was the WWF magazine, February 1991. Thank you.